Hello, race fans, and welcome back to the More Freedom series. Today we have traveled to the Pocono Raceway for the Pocono 60. This is going to be race number 29 in the More Freedom series, season 5, and we are really just winding the season down now, but the points race is still hot, so let's go through your current top 10 in points. Your points leader is the 13 of KingoftheAcez. Second's going to be the 25 of JTM. Third will be the 96 of Nico. Fourth will be the 666 of Pistol Pete. Tied for fifth will be the 23 of Fuller Than You and the 00 of Mudbone. Seventh will be the 88 of NM. Eighth will be the 799 of Mike Check. Ninth will be the 77 of Zip. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 72 of Duchess. Check in on those team and chassis standings. Acez to Zed Motorsports leads the way. Amish Buggy Racing second. MBR third. Douche Motorsports fourth. And rounding out the top 5 will be G3 Motorsports. Chassis standings are Dodge, Chevy, and Toyota. So that's a look at all things points here for this Pocono 60 here at the Pocono Raceway. The tricky triangle, as it's known, no turn 4 here at Pocono. They're getting the cars dialed in. We're going to have some fun here today, so I think it's about time. So let's go race it. As I get these cars fired up and out on the track, let's go through your starting top 10 today for this Pocono 60. Starting on the pole will be the 49 of Jetman, and on his outside, the 25 of JTM. Starting third will be the 96 of Nico, and on his outside, the 300 of Resemble. Starting fifth will be the 333 of Keeping It Twisted, and on her outside, the 3 of Geek Girl Games. Starting seventh will be the 47 of Dash, and on his outside, the 29 of Wishbone Attack. Starting ninth will be the 329 of Heck of a Duber, and rounding out your top 10 will be the 42 of Mel Say What. So let's look at your starting top 10 today for this Pocono 60. We've got MBR on the front row in the form of the 49 and the 25. JTM desperately in need of a win here today, or just a high finish in general. 13 of KingoftheAcez is going to be starting way back. Not even way back. He's starting back in 15th here today, not even halfway through the field. So he is, after his spectacular, controversial win last week at Martinsville, he is just reigning at the top, 147 points up on the 25 of JTM and 162 up on the 96 of Nico. JTM and Nico both starting up here at the front of the field here today. We're going to see if they can get the job done. They're going to have to contend with the old man, the 49 of Jetman there. So he is going to try to spoil the race for his son and grandson, the 25 and the 96. And pull out another win. Jetman currently 2 wins on the season, and he is looking for win number 3 here today, running 11th in the points. A win puts him in the top 10 as they are coming down to take the green flag. That beautiful orange and black Dodge Challenger pace car is in. Green flag is out. They're firing up these cars, and we are underway. Twisted with a run down to the bottom of the track right here into turn 1 under the 96 of Nico. That 49 of Jetman out to a smidgen of a lead right now over the rest of the field as it is 3 wide for the second position between the 333, the 96, and the 25. Looks like the 329 of Heck of a Duber going to play a role here at the bottom of the track as he's 3 wide with the 96, as we see the 51 now poking his nose into this. JTM caught on the outside of the track as we have, nope, green flag still. I was like, oh, they're on the brakes because they're heading into turn 3. I thought it was going to be a yellow flag there for a second, the way they hit the brakes there. But Jetman going to lead lap number 1 here at Pocono. Let's bring up your timing and scoring. As always, top 10 will be on your left. Favorite driving scrolling across the top as Keeping It Twisted is going to try to, as she led the most laps last week, unfortunate situation there at the end of the race, causing her to get DQ'd, and but she is continuing her what she left off with last week. She actually led so many laps has the most laps led on the season at 127 so far, and she is going to try to lead here today at Pocono, hopefully getting a win, you know, as they head into turn 3. We'll jump back through the field, see the 47 to dash down to the inside of the 13 to King of the Aces. So Coda moving up quick here through the field. He currently is up to the 5th position, so he is trying to win it here at Pocono, home track for the 13 to King of the Aces and the Aces to Zed Motorsports, as the 660 of Garrett Miller down to the inside here into turn 1. He's getting a run on the 47 and the 13. Here comes the 95 of Zed Brunna. So Zed to the bottom of the track, working underneath the 51 of AJM as we watch the 660 of Garrett Miller work down the middle-ish stretch. Is now the 333 of Keeping It Twisted down to the inside of the 49 of Jetman. So it's going to be an interesting race here today. We're going to see what everybody can do, what they have in store, all the stories happening here today at Pocono, as Twisted now out to the lead here into turn 3. As it is just a gaggle of cars behind her here, as we see the 999 of Deviant making it 3 wide with the 329 and the 49. So Deviant down to the inside. He's going to try to work to the back bumper of the 999 or the Twisted. There we go. We got to get that number out there, the 333. As we see the 329 and the 49 battling right here in the front of the 660 of Garrett Miller. So Garrett down to the bottom of the track. Miller trying to work now to the inside of the 49 of Jetman, as we see a battle for the lead right now between Twisted and Deviant. Deviant down to the inside here into turn 3. And off onto the front stretch. Deviant going to take the lead, I do believe, from the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. So Deviant out to the lead right now over Twisted. Here comes the 329 and the 49 and the 660. We see here also the 13 of King of the Aces working to the back bumper of the 660 now. The 95 is Zed Brunna down to the inside of the 47 of Dash. Battle on the track right here for the 7th position between the 95 and the 47. Here comes the 23 of Fuller Than You. So again, another good day so far for Acez to Zed Motorsports, as they work down the straight to, I believe, turn 2. Maybe no, this is going to be turn 3. So we're seeing Twisted down to the inside of the 999 right now. So Deviant is trying to hang on to the lead as they head down the front stretch, as we're seeing maybe possibly 3-4 wide here. Not sure what's happening. We got 3 wide with the 49, the 660, and the 329. The 13 of King of the Aces is absolutely trying to put a stamp on the championship. He is trying to basically, he could just separate himself from the rest of the field here today with another win. 25 of JTM's fallen all the way back to 22nd at this point. I think his day is probably going to be over at this point, unless they can figure out some stuff in the pits. So JTM, we'll jump through the back of the field, see if we can catch up to him, as we're watching all these cars just a gaggle. He is just still absolutely stuck on the outside right now, with nothing he can do. He is stuck on the outside, just getting pushed all the way back to the back of the pack. And his day is his championship on the line right now. The 25 of JTM just having a horrid day here at Pocono. Normally a track in which JTM is normally just a contender. That outside line, getting stuck on it through the first, what lap are we on? The first 7 laps has just really just decimated his chances here today. We'll catch up. We see his teammate, the 96 right there, trying to work back to the front of this field as he takes a little bump from the 203 of Signs, currently running in the 15th position. He's fallen again. Started in the 3rd spot, falling all the way back to 15th at this point. Later on the track, still that 999 of Deviant. Deviant looking for a race win. Let's see, has he won a race here yet this season? Has not run won a race yet this season, so he's looking for win number 1. Twisted looking for win number 2 of her career and the season after just such a heartbreaking disappointment last week at Martinsville. Scuttlebutt in the garage. Possible rumors from the More Freedom Series, More Freedom Stock Car Racing Association is that they're reviewing Martinsville as a potential just dropping it from the series for next year, as just how much problems were happened at the spring and the fall race this year. So a potential droppage of Martinsville for next season from the More Freedom Series as a result of the race this past week. And other thoughts that I had heard in the garage, like just rumors of also other races losing their dates due to just no performance at the track, just bad racing and other things like that. So we'll see what comes of that as we close in on the end of the year and work through the off season this winter. See if the More Freedom Stock Car Racing Association does indeed drop tracks, as we see the 660 of Garrett Miller absolutely just hammers it to the bottom of the track right there. Looks like he is coming into the pits. I thought he was going for the lead, but he is into the pits. So Garrett, we're on lap number 9. Looks like it's going to be a possibly one pit stop race, as 20 laps here today at Pocono. So one stop affair here at Pocono, hopefully for everybody, as we did see those cars jump. Actually, a conglomerate, a gaggle of cars into the pits right now, as Deviant works down the third straightaway. It looks like he might be jumping into the pits here. I see Twisted is led off the gas, so it looks like she's coming into the pits as well. Looks like Deviant is into the pits. We're going to follow him along as he works into his only pit stop of the day. The 999 of Deviant comes in from the lead. We're going to see what he takes for tires. I'm assuming 4 tires and fuel here today. We see 42 Mel say what into her pits. Deviant is in. Right side tires going on to that 999. Fuel going in. Looks like it will be a 4-tire stop for your leader, the 999 of Deviant. Mel is down and away. Twisted's down and away. Fuel finally going in. Tires on. Deviant down and away. He's going to beat out the 333 of Keeping It Twisted, as we see the 660 of Garrett Miller racing to the front stretch right now with the 95 of Zed Brunna. So it is going to be a race out of the pits right now between the 999, and we're going to see if the 660 and the 95 have anything right here. But it looks like so far the 999 of Deviant is staying out front. I take that back. The 333 of Keeping It Twisted has put her Chevy for Douche Motorsports out to the front of this field. She just had an amazing run on the 999 right there. As a note, Duchess is going to have lead a couple laps there. So Duchess is coming out of the pits right now. So she's going to get a couple laps led. 5 bonus points for the 72 of Duchess. Much needed bonus points here as the season wears on. But it looks like the 13 of King of the Aces is having another fantastic day today in the More Freedom Series. He is absolutely just putting a stamp on his second championship right now. Hopeful second championship of the 13 of King of the Aces there for Acez the Zed Motorsports and his Corona Toyota. Always missed to highlight, the Moose Knuckle Corona Toyota. Or is it the Corona Moose Knuckle Toyota? There we go. The 13 of King of the Aces just absolutely He has had 5 top 5s, 10 top 10s, 3 wins here this season. Only 1 DNF so far for the 13 of King of the Aces, and he is trying to just... I mean, at this point, he's saying, I'm winning this championship, and everybody else has to catch up to me. So after those pit stops, we'll run through your current top 10. Your leader is the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. Second right now is going to be the 95, the Pink Panther, Zed Brunna. Third is going to be the 660 of Garrett Miller. Fourth will be the 999 of Deviant. Fifth will be the 49 of Jetman. Sixth will be your points leader, the 13 of King of the Aces. Seventh will be the 88 of NM. Eighth will be the 42 of Mel Say What. Ninth will be the 420 of Queen of Hearts. And rounding out your top 10, finally back into the top 10 is going to be the 96 of Nico. 25 of JTM has fallen all the way back to the 23rd position at this point. He is racing back there. We can see him way in the back right there with the 20 of Adaby 5000. Again, day not going the way as he had planned, as we're watching the 999 work to the inside of the 660 of Garrett Miller through turn 1. So that low line through turn 1, you can just get like a great draft and a great run through the low line, as we're watching now the 49 of Jetman work to the inside of the 660. Garrett has had a rough go this season, only 3 top 5s and 5 top 10s. Only has led 2 laps and has been involved in at least 3 cautions where he's had DNFs. So like talking about Garrett, he's had just a great car. He's delivered it. He's been delivering the mail here in the series, but always involved in either just bad pit stops or, just not hitting the setup. But I can recall several races where he's been up here at the front and then just misfortune on there. Let's knock on wood. Make sure that doesn't happen this time. As we're working down to 5 laps to go here in the More Freedom Series, this Pocono 60, Zed currently half a second behind the 333 of Keeping It Twisted, your leader. She's led 4 laps here on the day. The leader of the most laps right now is the 999 of Deviant. We got about 5-ish laps to go right now before the end of this race, as it feels like it's a short one here at Pocono. But the fall race is usually the second race of the season is a little bit shorter than the spring race. So laps are clicking down here as Zed is desperately at this point trying to catch up to the 333 as they head into turn 1. We're going to see if Zed has anything and see if he can't get a draft on the 333 and push that car to the front of this field, as Twisted is just up. I mean, almost insurmountable lead at this point. Still up 0.3 of a second, as Deviant is like, hey, let's get to the front of this field. Let's get our Toyotas hooked up. Let's push to the front. Because the 49 of Jetman is coming up here, as Coda and Garrett now battling back here on the track for the 6th position. Every single little point for Coda is just a little bit more in front of his competitors, as it looks like Nico is falling back right now. He's back to the 12th position. Checking in on JTM 23rd currently, as Deviant is now pushing to the front of this field. He is able to get around the 95 of Zed Brunny. He's going to set his sights on that 333 of Keeping It Twisted. So Twisted still, again, up by about 0.3 of a second, maybe a half a second right now, over second place. The 999 of Deviant. Deviant is, you just got to wear out those tires. Just send it, man. Just got to send it for everything you got at this point. Let's see, who pitted early? Deviant did not pit early. I think it was Jetman that pitted early, possibly. I can't remember. My brain gets foggy every so often, as Zed is like, no, man, I've got to go. Let's get this Pink Panther to the front of this field. Them battling right here is really helping the 333 of Keeping It Twisted, as, it is just almost, again, insurmountable lead, as I mean, at this point, I'm rooting for Twisted to win this race, as just the misfortune of last week, you know, just not even it's almost an asterisk win for the 13 King of the Aces, but you got to give it to him. He won that race, and, you know, but it is, I think we might be getting 2 to go here. So 2 laps to go here for the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. She is trying to finally get that second win of her career, as Deviant is closing the gap here with just a lap and 2/3 to go. She's going to have led the most laps here today, and we're going to see if she can close out this victory, as Zed is saying, I want second place. That's got to be mine. If Zed was running right behind the 999, there's a possibility they could catch her. But Zed is saying, no, I am going to take the second position. I'm still racing. You're not my teammates. So we got the white flag, 1 lap to go for the 333 of Keeping It Twisted, as we see the 95 move into the second position. 49 now down to the inside of the 999. So Jetman is looking to take over the 3rd position from Deviant, as they got 2/3 of a lap to go here at Pocono. And I can say 2/3 because there's only 3 turns, and we went through turn 1. So Deviant's still going to make a good run on the outside, but with 1 turn left to go here at Pocono, turn 3 coming up for your leader, the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. Only thing that can happen at this point is her car could blow up. She could run out of fuel, and that would be it. But she is going to try to pull it off of turn 3, headed down towards the stretch. Here comes the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. The checkered flags are out. She is going to win her second race of her career, second race of the season, after so much disappointment last week at Martinsville. So Twisted finally, after she started today's race in the 5th position, after so much heartbreak last week, as basically the car to beat and that black flag DQ for jumping the start late in the race, she pulls out a win here today at Pocono. So congratulations to her. Let's go through your finishing top 10. Again, your winner is the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. Second's going to be the 95 of Zed Brunna. Third will be the 999 of Deviant. Fourth will be the 49 of Jetman. Fifth will be the 660 of Garrett Miller. Sixth will be the 13 of King of the Aces. Seventh will be the 42 of Mel Say What. Eighth will be the 23 of Fuller Than You. Ninth will be the 203 of Signs. And running out your top 10 will be the 420 of Queen of Hearts. Notables, the 25 finishes 23rd, and the 96 finishes 14th here today. So those are your top 3. Great day, another great day for Acez to Zed. But next week we head to Kentucky for the Kentucky 60. So that should be another fantastic race. Let's check in on your current points. King of the Aces is definitely going to extend his season lead right now. And it's looking good for him. It's looking good for his second championship. So you're seeing those points here on the screen. Finally, let's check in on your team and chassis standings, as Acez to Zed is definitely going to extend their lead in the team standings. So they may be taking home a championship in both the More Freedom Series and the team. So you're seeing all that stuff. Again, congratulations to the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. Finally, with her second win after all the controversy of last week, pulls out a win here today at Pocono. Congratulations to her. It's great to see her in victory lane. Really thought she had the car last week. Again, that late race caution and the black flag on the jump start, and just a whole shenanigans that happened last week. And congratulations to her. She's your winner. And until next week, back here at Kentucky, take care.